All right. Hello, 6'4" Owls. Mr. Hagedorn here with our math update. So next week, all of the students will be taking the STAR math assessment. This is just a diagnostic test similar to the iReady test they took in reading, just to kind of see where we're at in math right now, get a better picture of them overall. If there's any gaps, if there's things we can be working on. All right, Math 6 next week, we will have our mid-unit major on ratios on Monday. So that means practice problems and study guides are also due on Monday. And then after that, we will be continuing with our ratios unit, finishing up our ratios unit, looking at solving ratios using tables. All right, Math 6 Plus. You guys will have your Unit 2 end of unit major on Wednesday. All right, your end of unit major will be Wednesday, which means, again, study guides and practice problems will be due Wednesday. And then we'll be moving on to Unit 3, which is a little more with ratios, but we'll be talking more about unit rates and percentages. All right, have a great weekend. I'll see everybody on Monday.
Hi, families. Mrs. Pedersen giving you your ELA update. We are continuing to work through Percy Jackson. Next week, we will finish reading the novel, and we will move right from our mid-unit essay on key elements of mythology in the myth of Prometheus and a theme in the myth of Prometheus to our end of unit essay, which will be identifying a theme that the lightning thief and the myth of Cronus share. So that's where we're going in the next week and a half or so. Please make sure your children are continuing to read. Pretty much every night they should be reading. We have 4 more chapters to go, which means we'll have 1 more reading check on the novel. And I also want to make sure that you guys continue to check Power Schools. If your child is not satisfied with their reading check scores, they can retake the reading checks. All reading checks have to be completed by September 30th, and they need to make sure they're turning in a hard copy with their corrections that has the evidence so that grade can be changed in Power School. I hope you all have a great weekend, and I'll see your kids back here on Monday.
All right, all families, this is Mr. O with a science update. This week we finished up matter 2. We spent the last 2 weeks on states of matter, now heat affects matter. Next week, we're going to start our final 3 weeks of tracking on properties of matter. This is the biggest section of matter. It's actually the best section of matter, but it does take 3 weeks to cover, which is quite a long thing for a science unit to do. We will talk about independent and dependent properties next week. We're going to look at mass, then volume, and then we're going to get into density because all those 3 do relate in direct relationship to each other. Then we will get into other ones the following week. But I'll tell you about that next Friday. Just so you know, interims came home last week. So if your kid did not give you an interim, it's hiding in that backpack somewhere. I also signed out to sign up for clubs. I emailed it out and talking points. Make sure that's done today so they can get ready for clubs next Friday. Have a great weekend.
All right, owl families, let's talk social studies very quickly. We are continuing our unit on geography, which right now has us looking at what the natural world looks like. So we're learning about the kind of general world of peninsulas and seas and straits and isthmus and those kinds of things. And we've been working on a model, a 3-dimensional model where we're identifying those different things, looking at a professionally made model that we kind of finished at the beginning of the week. And then the last couple of days, we've been working on this project where we are taking modeling clay and kind of designing our own versions of those professional models. So they were building mountains and mountain ranges with the valleys and the rivers in there, archipelagos, my little smiley face archipelago, and those kinds of things. And then today they did some comparisons of those between their version and other students' versions. And they started to get into, and this is where we're going next. Now that we know what the world looks like, we're going to start to understand where people would want to settle as the humans start to migrate around the world. Where on the earth are they going to want to settle? And if they want to settle there, what are they going to have to do to survive, to get the food, water, shelter? Are they going to have to adapt that part of the world a little bit? Are they going to have to find something to survive in that part of the world? So one of the things they did today was look around their little clay city or nation thing and look for places where they could build a city, or where would it be easy for a human to settle with a group of people. So we're going to take that idea into next week and start to talk about civilizations developing on our Earth and what humans are going to need to adapt to their for their survival and change the world to make it easier for humans to live. So that's what we have been working on, where we're going to go into the future. Pay attention to Power School. If you see any grades that are not super great, maybe talk to your students about how they can do retakes of that quiz or finish that assignment and turn it in. And if you have any questions, let us know. If not, have a lovely, beautiful outside weekend. Enjoy the weekend and think about 9/11 a little bit. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.